Hello, ma'am. Hello, classmates. So this day we will talk about themes in peace studies. Okay, let's start. So amo ning coverage no, 1 to 8. So amo ni amon tunga-tangan sa amon mga members. So una, theme cultivating inner peace. So nano mini siya. Cultivating inner peace, inner and outer transformation. The inner transformation inspires the outward work. An intimate connect exists between our inner state and what we do in our outer space. This consistency is the foundation of being a fully integrated person. So ang una ang kuan ang mo kanang itay gamay ang buto sabot sini nga ang kung changes kuno sang usa ka tawo mag-start siya sa kuan inner sa inner siya mag-start. So di man makaapekto ang kuan balid ang outer ba dili makaapekto sa aton kundi ang tinod nga kabuguan mag-start gid sa aton inner nga kuan nga aspect. So complete kita. Cultivating inner peace. What inner peace entails content. Personal peace also suggests that we respond to negative action directed to us in a positive way. So may respond kita sa mga negative nga kwan, negative nga kwan gani nga panghitabo. So dili naton baslan sang kwan ba siyang negative lot so in a positive way. So di man naton pwede nga kung sayop ang iya gibuhat, sayop lat aton buhaton sa iya. So kung kita ikon positive para kwan ba makaibaw siya nga sayop sama sina. So forgiveness is a key to achieving inner peace. So kung kanang pag-forgive naton sa tao, makatag siya kwan ba? Kalinaw sa aton kwan ba aton inner gani sa aton kasing-kasing nga dili kita kwan dili kay kwan aton panghuna-una kung aton mapasaylo ang kwan aton kung aton ba si katao. So amo nang importante ang kwan pagpasaylo. Obsessing about our wounds keeps many of us from experiencing the fullness of the present, according to Zen Buddhist master in Kisler 2001. A calm and wholesome state of mind has beneficial effect on our health and physical well-being. Dalai Lama. So mani diri nga ang kwan ko nang kwan bang calm nato nga pangunaw makakon siya makatabang siya sa aton health kag aton at physical. We cannot say we have inner peace while ignoring violent realities all around us. As we cultivate inner peace, we also need to nurture our aspiration and efforts to contribute societal peace. Okay, kadua, theme upholding human dignity. Upholding human dignity. Upholding human dignity is the center of the value system that we associate with social peace. Human dignity is defined as the fundamental innate worth of a human being, a principle that is now universally accepted but has not taken root in actual practices of many governments, communities, and other non-state actors. The principle of human dignity is enshrined in the teaching of major faiths in Christianity. Human dignity is rooted in the belief that God created human beings in his image. In Islam, it is believed that all human beings have the right to life at conception and after birth, a right to full opportunities to lead a rewarding and satisfying life. So kan kuno gikon kita ba gihimo kita sama sa image of God pero di image nga kon ba nang dili physical image but matawag natin siya nga emotional image. So ato kita pagpili kag pagbati. And then upholding human dignity and peace education. Education that seeks to uphold human dignity is often referred to as human rights education, which is within the umbrella we call peace education. In peace education, one of the central concerns is the promotion of human dignity and well-being because of the conviction that this is a foundation for peace. Achievement of positive conditions of human rights provide the foundation of nonviolent social order and greatly reduce the causes of armed conflict and war. Redo 1995. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The recognition of human rights as significant international concern came at the close of World War II with the foundation of the United Nations and the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or UDHR, by UN General Assembly in 1948. The Convention in the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, or CEDAW. CEDAW is also known as the International Bill of Rights of Women and is the only international treaty that comprehensively addresses women's rights. Thus, it features women's rights in the political, civil, economic, social, and cultural spheres. It came into force in September 1981. The Philippines is a signatory to this convention, along with 185 other states. Because of the CEDAW, the Philippine government has enacted laws to protect women. The Anti-Sexual Harassment Act, or RA 7877, the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, RA 9208, Anti-Violence Against Women and Children Act, RA 9262, and the Magna Carta of Women, RA 9710. Convention, the Rights of the Child. The CRC was adopted by the UN General Assembly in 1989. It is a significant document because it recognized for the first time the children's rights as a distinct human rights category that should be protected and promoted. Upholding human dignity. 2 UN resolution that upholds the rights of women. Okay, say. UN Resolution 1325 argues member state to ensure increased representation of women in all decision-making levels for the prevention, management, and resolution of conflict, argues all actors when negotiating and implementing peace agreements to adopt gender perspective, including the special needs of women and girls during post-conflict reconstruction and measures that support local women's peace initiatives. UN Resolution 1820 demands from all parties to armed conflict the immediate cessation of all acts of sexual violence against civilians and their protection against the same by enforcing disciplinary measures. Nothing that and other forms of sexual violence can constitute a war crime, a crime against humanity, and stresses the need for the exclusion of sexual violence, crimes from amnesty, provisions, and conflict resolution processes, and to provide assistance to victims of sexual violence in armed conflict and post-conflict situation.
Good day, everyone. So I am Kailizan Pasilan and from BSIT 1A, and I am second reporter, and we are assigned to discuss phase DIM 3, challenging prejudice and building tolerance. So we can't deny the fact that one of the problems in our society is the way people treat others, and in our society is the way people treat others and give comments or opinions without knowing the background of the person or the true story behind a situation. So, what is prejudice? Prejudice is the negative feelings or attitude towards a person or a group even if it lacks basis all for 1958. So in other words, it is prejudging someone without knowing them. For example, a person doesn't like someone who is from poor families. He has seen poor families as dirty or unclean people based on what he saw or witnessed. He assumed that all poor families are dirty people, so it shows that here generalize all poor families. And next is stereotype. Refers to the negative opinion about a person or group based on incomplete knowledge. So in other words, it is an assumption about what someone will do or how they will behave accordingly. For example, women are supposed to be at home to take care of the family and men should earn a living to provide the needs of the family. And next is discrimination. It refers to negative action towards members of a specific social group that may be manifested in avoidance, aversion, or even violence, runs to 1986. So, for example, an applicant from indigenous group wanted to apply in a company, but the manager did not accept his application because of his identity. He has been discriminated. People have become increasingly unkind toward those who differ from them in terms of skin color and other physical attributes. Next, your theory on prejudice. Social learning theory ultimately 19th prejudice is simply passed along, sometimes for generations, and is reinforced in various institutions, including the family, school, and media. So this is a types of prejudice. First is racism, the belief that one own cultural or racial heritage is innately superior to that of others. So racism, it is the practice of discriminating against women based on the race or ethnic background. Example, Black people are not offered with jobs in countries dominated by white people because they are Black. So second is sexism, a system of attitudes, actions, and institutional structures that subordinates women on the basis of their sex. So sexism, it is the discrimination based on sex or gender, especially against women and girls. For example, it's if a guy were to say that girls can play football, that is completely success. Third is heterosis, negative attitude towards lesbian and gay men. Heterosis is a system of attitude, bias, and discrimination in favor of female and male sexuality and relationship. Fourth is classism, distancing from and perceiving the poor as other. Um, it is differential treatment based on social class or perceived social class. Fifth is linguicism, negative attitudes members of dominant language groups hold against non-dominant language groups. So it is the discrimination against a particular age group and especially the elderly, and for example, losing a job because of your age or being refused. And six is age season, negative attitudes held against the young or the elderly. So it is a discrimination based on physical appearance and especially physical appearance really for short or social societal notions of beauty cares the same as some real life. So seven, a laxism, prejudice against those who do not measure up to set standards of beauty. And lastly is religious intolerance. It is prejudice against those who are followers of religions other than one's own. So religious intolerance like a discrimination based on religion. The next is education for tolerance. Prejudice may be challenged by teaching tolerance. And tolerance it is the respect, acceptance, and appreciation of the rich diversity of cultures and various forms of human expression. UNESCO 1995. So education for tolerance aims to counter influence that led to fear aversion towards an explosion of others. So next is theme for promoting nonviolence. So what is nonviolence? Nonviolence or ahimsa is the refusal to do harm to other humans as life is sacred and is an absolute value. It is anchored in the belief that humans have the potential to change. So in other words, nonviolence means avoiding not only external physical violence but also internal violence of spirit. You did not only refuse to hurt a person, but you refuse to hit him as well. So Mohandas Gandhi, the main holy the people of India are of British suppression held the following beliefs about nonviolence. Mm, So, what are the some principles of nonviolence? Mohandas Gandhi held the following beliefs about nonviolence. As long as people accept exploitation, but both exploiter and exploited will be entangled in injustice, but once the exploited refuse to accept the relationship, refuse to cooperate with it, they are already free. So, it, so this means that as long as a person accepts his mistake on the other side, forgive that person. So next is non-violence and cowardice do not go together. Possession of arms imply in place an elements of fear, if not to coward. Does not mean that if you pass something, you are already brave and powerful. Next is environment. A person and his here deeds are two distinct things, hit the same but not the same. And if we fight back, we will become the vandal and the oppressors will become the law. It is true. If you will fight back in a violent way to someone who has caused you so much pain, you will be punished by the law. So next is an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. So it means that if a person has done something bad, that person deserves to have the same thing also. And next is non-violence is more powerful for converting the opponent and opening his ears, which otherwise to the voice of person. The next is non-violence demands that the means you should be as before the insults. Two wrongs will not make one right. From Martin Luther King Jr. believe in the same principle than his and so non-violence does not seek to defeat or humiliate the opponent, but to win his friendship and understanding. Next is non-violence seeks to defeat injustice, justice, not people. Non-violence thrives on love rather than hatred. Non-violence requires willingness to suffer and amazing discipline in the midst of provocation. Lastly, is non-violence holds that suffering can educate and transform. Next, that's all. Thank you.
Team 5. Challenging the war system. Okay. Challenging the war system. The World War is from the Frankish-German word wera, which means confusion, discord, or strife. The Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, or CEP 2005, defines the war as an actual intentional and widespread armed conflict between political communities. Possible war cause: territorial disputes, lack of tolerance for difference, ideological or power struggles, history of colonialism and process of decolonization, competition for resource. Effects of war is death. Ining death, di gani siya mawa sa war. Kaya amo gani siyang samtang magkadugay ang gera, magkadako lahat ang mga cause ang death. And commitment of atrocities, massacres, tortures, disappearance, sexual violence, including rape, execution, assassination, bombing, burning, and kidnapping are examples of atrocious act. Forced migration. So ang maapektuhan sining war is makuan sila, ma-force sila nga mobalhin tungod kay gubot na ang ila lugar. And proliferation of more weapons including nuclear weapons, 12,000 actively deployed nuclear weapons in 9 known countries. So, the top arms exporters since 2001 to 2008 is US gid ang naguna. So, amo gid ni silang number 1 nga exporter sang mga armas. Sunod kay ang Russia, kay amo ni silang mga gamhanan nga countries. And then France, UK, China, and Germany, Italy, other European countries, and others. So, peace, education, and the war system. The UNESCO or United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization preamble states that if wars begin in the minds of men, and then it is in the minds of men that the defense of peace must be constructed. Peace education seeks to develop a global perspective on the problems and understandings that humans are a single species. Reardon and Cabezudo, 2002. So, education is a force that can help reduce intergroup conflicts by enlarging people's social identification beyond parochial ones. This can be done by expanding learners' understanding and appreciation of security from the traditional nation concept to a more human and comprehensive one. Education should also help alter truth with regards to the inevitability of war. So next is Team 6, resolving and transforming conflict. Resolving and transforming conflict, human diverse belief, attitudes, behaviors, and interests. Owing to these similarities in experience and context, sometimes this difference create tension which may consequently lead to conflicts. So, although conflicts is an inescapable fact of life, it can be managed and resolved constructively. If handled well, if handled well, parties in dispute may find opportunity to improve their relationship and grow from experience. Resolving conflicts constructively is a skill that can be taught and learned. So, what is conflicts? Conflicts is from the Latin word conflictus, which means striking together with force. It occurs when one's action or belief are unacceptable to and are hence resisted by the other. Forsyth, 1919. Conflicts occurs in judges, groups, or larger societal structure. So, move away, 1. Avoid the situation or withdraw. So, ang move away, amo ni siya ang kung withdraw o inang atras. So, ini siya kay pwede ini siya sa war. Usa ini siya ka inang sinang inang strategy. Kung di mo pwede ani mo atras sunod mo strike na lat next time. This option is normally chosen when the issue is tribal or when the person in conflict believes that she or he has no power to change the situation. So, ini siya, makuan gid ini sa war o lain-lain pa nga situation. Example sini kay sa war kita mag-example kay among sa team 5 na anti konso. Sa war kay kung di mo makaya pwede so usay ni siya ka strategy para dili mo dako ang damage na kuan or dako ang nangamatay. Move against, win the battle. This option is taken when issue is important. The party thinks that she or he is right and is bent to prove that or he has the power to achieve his goals or fight. Tong una kay flight adto. So ini kay fight. Ini siya kay kuan lat yap ni sa war nga kung may chance nga mapildi nilang kontra ilagid ini kuan kay chance nadto nila nga makuan nila masakop kung naila sakopon. Number 3 is give up or giving in. This option is taken when the goal is preserve harmony in the relationship. It is taken when the other party recognize the validity of the other's viewpoint, accommodate. So, ini siyang give up is kuan lang gyapon ni siya. Inang dili gyapon ni siya natawag nga kaduwagan kay kuan lang gyapon strategy. Kay kung imo feel dapat kantigo kalat mo give up kung kaybaw ka nga dili ka gid makadaog o dili gid nimo makaya. So number 4 is give half, meet in the middle. So this option is reached when both parties cannot get what they want, fully unwilling to give up part of their goals. So compromise. So give half. Pwede nila sa sabutan so sa war, pwede nila war kung sa parties nga tungaon ang ilang gibutan. So number 5 is move towards dialogue or collaborate with your adversary. This option is taken when both issue and relationship are important to the parties. Hence, a mutual acceptable solution is sought, face and collaboration. So move towards is face or collaboration. So ini pwede sila mag-collaborate tando ka country to maorong ang so sa gubot or wars. So what is conflicts transformation. So conflict transformation is higher goal compared to conflict resolution. So conflict transformation nga rin siya involves change the way parties looks at issues, so behaviors and peoples or group. Transformation must take place at both the internal and structural level. So it emphasizes the importance of building right relationship and social structure. So at the personal or interval level, recognition of feelings such as fear, anger, grief, and bitterness on the part of the parties in the conflicts will help them to understand, grow, and commit the change. This emotion must be dealt with for effective conflict transformation to occur. So transformation of the persons and personal relationship makes possible the transformation of structural changes, and turn facilitate personal transformation. So that's all. This is the next reporter.
So now we are going to talk about theme 7, which is sharing the Earth's resources. Sharing the Earth's resources. In a world of great wealth, there is a multitudinous sum of people who live in absolute poverty. The Human Development Report on 2003 indicates that of the world's 6 billion people, 1.2 billion live on less than $1 per day. So other indicators of poverty are as follows. 925 million people are undernourished. 114 million primary age children are not enrolled. 2.6 billion people have no access to basic sanitation, and 30,000 children age 5 and below die each day due to poverty. So, ang konsini kay inang sa kapobrehon. Dayon, myths about poverty. Poverty is caused by scarce resources, overpopulation, or laziness. So, ang poverty kuno kay inang nag-cause, ang mga cause ng poverty kay ang scarce resources, which means kakaunti or inang gamay lang nga resources like dili enough. Dayon, overpopulation, inang over na sa kadamon sa tao sa usa ka lugar. Dayon, laziness, ang pagkatamaran. In fact, the Institution for Food and Development Policy on 1998 asserts that there is enough grain grown worldwide to provide every person with 3,500 calories each day and enough food to provide at least 4.3 pounds of food per person a day worldwide. Population density does not necessarily correspond to the prevalence of hunger. China, for instance, has only half the agricultural land person compared to India, yet China appears to have eliminated widespread hunger. So, prevalence means pagkalat or ang pag-expand sa kagutom. Dayon, next, on laziness, farmers, fisher folk or laborers, among other workers, work very hard and for long hours to survive, yet they are still on the list of the world's poor. Challenging economy inequity. How can the resources of the world be more fairly distributed? The following are suggestions pulled from various organizations working for development and from participants of workshops conducted by the Center of Peace Education. In global, establish a new international and political economic order that is fair. Kadua, wealthy countries should open up their markets to poor countries without conditionality. Next is developed countries should provide unconditional debt relief as it as it is the foreign debt burden that compels most developing countries to reduce allocations for basic social and economic services. Lastly, rich countries should open access to technologies as technology helps propel development. So, kung na dapat sila kay magpansang mga open access sa mga technologies kay ang technology kay makatabang siya pag pa-boost, which means helps propel or which means magpa-boost sa development. Next is national. A genuine and comprehensive agrarian reform program should be implemented. So, ang agrarian reform kay it is the redistribution of private and public agricultural lands to help the beneficiaries survive as small independent farmers regardless sa tenural arrangement. O panlat sa agrarian reform program dili lamang sa mga farmers and farm workers but also sa landless poor. Second is government should increase subsidy for education which helps even the playing field. So subsidy which is hinabang nga pang financial for education. Next is government and private lending institutions should institute credit reforms that will support small and medium scale entrepreneurs. Lastly is government should provide training skills programs such as livelihood and marketing. So the UN Millennium Development Goals, kaya mo na ilang goal. Number 1 is eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Number 2, achieve universal primary education. Goal 3, promote gender equality and empower more women. So kaya mo naman kita sini gender equality and empower women. Dayon number 4 is reduce child mortality. Dayon number 5, improve maternal health. 6, combat HIV or AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. Goal 7 is to ensure environmental sustainability. Goal 8 is to develop a global partnership for development. Next is caring for the earth. So from the word caring for the earth, so pag-amping sa aton planet Earth. So our planet is incredibly gifted with resources that allows human to survive. All we need in order to live are gifts from Mother Earth, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, and the homes we run to for cover. Unfortunately, instead of nurturing the planet that nurtures us, humans have damaged the Earth's ability to sustain life. So these are the environmental concerns, which is pollution. So pollution sa air, soil, and water. Pollution means paghigo sa hangin nga atong breath sa soil and sa water. Then next is global warming. Global warming is ang pag-init sa kalibutan. Apilan diri ang pagtaas ng dagat o pagbag-o sa dagat tungod sa damo nga uwan nga nangahilis tungod sa kainit. And next is deforestation, which means paghawan sa mga bukid, sa mga kagubatan, pinagi sa pagputol sa mga kahoy o pagsunog. Dayon ang desertification kay ang pagkasira sa mga lupain inang paresin sa mga bukid inang ang mga duta kay nang magliki-liki na. So amo na siya ang kasabot sa desertification, and these are the common nga environmental concerns about sa pag-care sa planet Earth. Then summary report. Okay, ang first, which is inner peace, then societal peace. Kadua, promoting human dignity and well-being is the foundation of peace. Number 3, prejudice may be challenged by teaching tolerance. 4, human beings are not programmed to become violent. Non-violence is an ethical, moral, and practical choice. In war, there are no winners. All are losers. Number 6, resolving conflicts constructively can be learned. Number 7, addressing economic inequity needs national and global interventions. 8, caring for our planet is our moral obligation to the next generation. That's all. I hope you learned sa amon nga topic. Thank you and God bless.